Are you ready to outline your novel but not sure where to start? I don't know about you, but when I used to outline my novels, I used to get overwhelmed by the process because there was so much to keep track of. In this video, I'm going to introduce you to a tool that will help you get organized and help you produce a clean outline every time. What's up, guys? Michael Laron here with Author Level Up, helping you master the craft of writing. And I make these videos because I believe that each of you has an inner Stephen King and you just need help unlocking it. So if you're new here, consider subscribing and click that little bell, ding, 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 to get notifications every time I have a new writing video. And in this video, I'm going to give you guys a demo of a tool. Now, a few months ago on my podcast, The Writer's Journey, I put out a public call to action. And I said that if there was any developer or programmer out there that had an app for writers that they felt would provide some value, that they could reach out to me and I would look at the app, I would test it, give them some feedback and guidance at no charge. And a developer by the name of Brandon McCowan reached out to me last week, and we had some back and forth about a tool that he's built called Story Lattice. And his goal is to try to help writers outline more efficiently and easier. All right. And so what I really liked about this app, and I'm going to jump into my computer and show it to you, but what I really liked about it was how streamlined the process was and how easy he made it. And I also like the fact that he took a bit of a unique approach to making an app like this. So without further ado, let's jump over to my computer and let me show you how it works. All right, so I'm here at storylattice.com. That's storylattice.com, and you don't have to pay anything to get to this point. Just go to the browser, and you can see everything that I'm seeing. And the great thing about this is, first off, visually, I think this looks really nice, and you're going to see some other great things, some other great-looking things here. But another thing is that this is built in the Unity engine, which is weird because that's what's typically used to build certain video games. And I've never heard of anybody doing an app like this using a video game engine. So it's kind of interesting and definitely a really interesting way to use this software, especially to put it in the browser. So if I want to start a new story, I just click this little plus button here, and I've got a story. It's called Grandma's a DJ. I'm going to hit continue. And then this takes me to this really nice walkthrough. So I've got everything I need to enter on the screen here, and then I've got all of my sections down here below, so I can never really get lost. If I click the theme, and then I start typing, the theme here is love of family, all right? And the summary, if I click on the summary here, the summary is grandmother becomes a DJ in order to connect with her grandson. And we've got maybe some major disasters here. Maybe there's a fall. Maybe there is a fallout with family, and so on and so forth. Put whatever you want there. And then major threats. Under threats, we've got a rogue DJ who means grandma harm. And then the resolution, grandma finds her grandson. All right. And I can click the save button here at any time. All right. And then if I go over here to characters, let's enter a character. So who is our character? Our main character is Eunice. And what is she trying to accomplish? She is trying to bring her family back together, and she is trying to connect with her estranged grandson. All right, and click continue, and then we get another prompt here, which is great. What is keeping them from accomplishing this? And we can say that her grandson resents her. Put that there. Motives. Eunice is driven by a love of her family. And if we want to add an additional thing here, we can. If I accidentally did that, I can delete it. So it's really easy to use. What are her strengths? Well, Eunice is witty. She is resourceful. All right. And what are her weaknesses? Doesn't understand technology. and we'll say that she can't get around like she used to. All right. And what are her unique traits? So what things make her unique? And we'll say her wit, ability to connect with people, and her wisdom. All right. And what are some key insights that she gains? She gains an appreciation for trap music, and she also gains insight into how to repair her family. All right. And pretty good thing for an 85-year-old grandmother to do. So we have a new character joining the cast. All right. So this is Eunice. And if I wanted to add another character, I could simply do that by clicking the plus or minus button here, but we won't do that. Now we can also add some important items to the story. So if I want to add an item here, the name of this item is going to be the golden turntable. And what does it look like? Well, it is a gold turntable with graffiti art on it. And what makes the item special? Eunice needs this turntable to compete in an epic DJ battle at the end of the novel. All right. So we can add other items here if we wanted to do that. Now here's where the rubber meets the road here. We can start adding events. Okay. So and what we can do is we can add events and we can link characters and items to the events. So let's say, for example, I click this plus button. Let's just say the first event in the book is that Eunice's retirement facility floods. All right, so we'll say that the facility floods and Eunice is forced to move back in with her daughter. All right, and then what we can do is we can link Eunice to this, and then we can add a new event, and we can say moves in with family, and then we can enter a new description here. So Eunice reconnects with grandson and fails. All right, and we can put Eunice in here again. And now if I click on this prior event, see, I can see the summary here. And then if I click on this again, see how the summary changes? So I can add additional events here. So let's say, just to plot this out, Eunice follows her grandson to an old warehouse where she discovers that he's into DJing. And then maybe Eunice wants to connect, and then she meets a mysterious DJ who agrees to mentor her. And then we've got maybe an epic DJ battle. All right, so we could go all the way through the plot here and enter different summaries, and we can link the characters to them. So that's great. And then we have what are called scenes. So this is where we're going to start building the plot of the story and the sequence of everything. So if I want to add a scene here, and I name this scene opening, and then we say that Eunice's retirement facility floods, and what it does is it floods in the summary of the prior screen. No pun intended. So then I can say here, introduction to family. All right, and then we can say Eunice moves in with the family and connects with the grandson and fails. And you'll see how all this stacks together here in a moment. Okay, so I can start building the novel that way. And then when I come over to the writer scene, just think about this scene or this section as kind of a catch-all. You can use this for whatever you want. So, for example, if I want to start writing my novel, most of us probably are not going to do that, but we can if we wanted to. So, we can say it was a dark and stormy night. Dark and stormy night. Or what we could do is use this as a notepad to kind of sketch out some other notes and things that we want to accomplish. So when we're ready to export everything, we've got our novel planned out, we got the characters built, we got the items, we got the events, we got the scenes. We can go ahead and download the story. Now here's the great thing about Story Lattice here, is that you can download the story for $2.99. So you can download the story as an organized text document for easy import into Scrivener or Word. And you do have to pay for each download, but you can make sure that you get everything organized to get to this point to do it. Now, remember that most of these apps that allow you to do this are probably going to cost you $50, maybe more. There are some free apps out there that do this, but for less than the cost of a coffee at Starbucks, you can get a highly organized outline, which I think is great. So here's the text file that it generates after I download it. So I can easily copy and paste this into Scrivener, and I've got my story outline. So I've got everything I put in here for Eunice, and it's organized in a really nice way. I added another character in here before I exported it, her grandson, and then I added in, or we've got the items, and then it brings in the story. So I put in some additional bones to the story, but it outlines everything in here in a really, really nice way. And to take you back to the beginning here, if I go back to the home page, if I want to delete a novel, then I can just simply click this X button here, and I can delete it. And if I want to reopen the story, then I can go back into the story. But the great thing about this is, let's say that I don't want any of this data anymore. If I delete my internet cookies and delete my browsing history, all this information goes away. So they don't keep any of your story information or any of that. If you want to delete all of that, it goes away. And I think that's great. I would love to know what you guys think about Story Lattice. Let me know in the comments. Give your feedback in the comments, and I can pass those along to Brandon to help him make the app better. But I would love to know if you would use it. I would love to know your thoughts on the price. I would love to know your thoughts on the browser-based outlining app approach, because all this stuff is very interesting, and there's a lot of really interesting things happening in the writing space right now. So with that, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.